Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to be adding to our target sheet of cellular respiration. So just as a quick recap, remember in terms of how our cells use energy, it's the proteins that get stuff done, right? And how they get that energy is the energy that's released from ATP, right? When ATP breaks into ADP and another P or a phosphate, that energy is released to the proteins to do work, right? Remember like that those like proteins that would almost like walk. Every time they would walk, an ATP molecule broke. So the question is, well, how do you make ATP? Well, you take those pieces, right, and you put them back together. Right? But in order to do that, you need energy. And so then, well, where do we get the energy from? We get the energy from aerobic, or just from cellular respiration, in this case aerobic cellular respiration. Specifically, that energy came from the glucose that we ate. And in aerobic cellular respiration, you also have oxygen that comes in as a reactant as well. And then the products are H2O and CO2 and then energy. And of course, some of that energy gets lost as heat. All right. But if we go back up here, remember glucose goes in, and then we ask the question, is there oxygen available? And if the answer is yes, the glucose that just broke down in step one, just a little bit, is going to go into the mitochondria, and it's going to do aerobic cellular respiration. And we could get 36 ATP out of that. Right? But is there oxygen available? And let's say the answer is no, there's not oxygen available. Well, then it's going to stay in the cytoplasm. So we could just say this general area right here is our cytoplasm. Right. We could just say that that's the fluid. It's supposed to say fluid. Fluid in cell. Right. And instead of doing aerobic cellular respiration, we're going to do anaerobic cellular respiration. All right. Now remember, fermentation is just a type of anaerobic cellular respiration. So there's two types that we could do. All right. The first one, and remember this happens in the cytoplasm, is alcoholic fermentation. Alcoholic fermentation. Uh-oh, running out of room. Okay. And what we get out of that are the products of CO2 as well as alcohol. All right. And we also get energy as well. Okay. Now there's another type of fermentation, and it just depends on the type of organism that you are. All right. So we could almost just say it depends on the organism. So for instance, we are in an organism that does that does the other type of fermentation. But like a fungi might do alcoholic fermentation. So the other type is called lactic acid fermentation. Right. And those products are going to be energy as well as lactic acid. Now, this energy that's released from the process, all right, we could have this energy almost like an arrow going this way, an arrow going this way. All right. That energy, just like the energy that got released from cellular respiration, is going to go in to make ATP. Right? So whether the energy came from lactic acid fermentation or whether it came from alcoholic fermentation, that energy is going to go in. It's going to help make an ATP molecule. However, anaerobic cellular respiration, it only makes 2 ATP. All right, so that's why I didn't draw my arrow as thick as this one right here, because I'm just not getting as much energy as aerobic cellular respiration. All right, thanks for watching, everyone.